Hello everyone, and welcome to a new series of videos here on High Plane Games, where I'll be taking a look and showing you what my choices are in some of the games where you get to choose your own adventure to some degree. So the Telltale games, and we thought we'd start off with a non-Telltale game. It's by Dotnod and it's called Life is Strange. Life is Strange is definitely my favourite game of 2015. So far I'd say it's probably my favourite game of the generation so far. I cannot praise the game highly enough. It was a really emotional and thought-provoking experience, and I'm so grateful to have played it and experienced it completely in isolation without people wanting to spoil things. So I'm assuming you have too, because I'm going to go through all of my choices and just show you what they are, whilst talking about them and the game in general. So episode 1, Chrysalis. Of course, you're finding out about your time travelling ability, and I played the adventure very much as me as opposed to playing as the actual character. So when Chloe came into the picture, she felt new to me, so I just chose to stay hidden in that scene. And it seemed like, because I played out the different choices at the time, it felt safer to stay hidden because it didn't cause immediate effects there and then. But what it did mean was that I was able to make fun of Victoria and rewind and then be what I would normally do. But it was quite funny to. It was really interesting to play the dynamic of doing both sides of things. So that was interesting, and intervening with Kate as well. Then on the slightly more side story versions, I watered the shit out of that plant at every opportunity I had, which wasn't for its best help. I was able to save the bird, but I didn't really know about the bird until I think I was going for a trophy, and that's why that popped up. I somehow didn't leave any evidence as well when I was searching through Dave's stuff, so I was quite pleased with that. But I did read all of the files. I didn't touch things. I helped Alyssa. I played it very much in a safety net, I guess, and I think a lot of other people did, because when you look at the choices that I made against just the global choices, I'm generally in the majority, so I found that quite interesting. But when I move into Out of Time, I'm still playing as myself, and when it comes to dealing with Kate, I was very, very guarded against her because I wanted to protect her. She seemed very vulnerable and about to keel over at any moment. What that meant, though, was that I was too busy worrying about trying to placate her and tell her everything was okay, as opposed to actually calling out the reasons why she felt so bad. And as a result, I chose the wrong choices and couldn't save her. And I didn't realise that that was even a choosable story arc for something so big. So when I do a second playthrough, I'm definitely going to go through a different choice structure of that to see what life is with Kate around still. And you can see as well, very guarded, but I also blamed Nathan for everything, which the vast majority of people did. Little did we know. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. I continued to water the shit out of the plant. I helped Warren because everyone has a crush on Warren. He is far too cute. I didn't tamper with the rail tracks. I had no idea that they were available for tampering. And then I told on David to Mr. Jefferson, which again, you choose your allies, and then you think later on, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But I'm starting to see over the course of time that a lot of people's choices are starting to get a little bit more marginal, and there's some real 50-50s on quite big choices here, so that when you move on to chaos theory, I left the money. I didn't want it to be used as an evidence. Everyone kissed Chloe, surely. And of course side with Chloe in the argument. That was quite a heavily weighted thing. Everyone wants to save the dog. We've got that ingrained in every Hollywood film. And I had the gun as well. But Lisa is dead. Sorry about that. And you can see that these kind of things are really more 50-50, and I find those kind of choices the most interesting things. So only just over half of people are still helping Alyssa, who seems perpetually stuck in bully mode and accident mode. I did take a photo of the past, which was just as well. I did warn the homeless woman I thought she was going to turn out to be some mystical psychic lady, which was why I warned her. But no, I just warned her, so she wasn't going to keel over and die. And I made sure I wasn't on the Vortex Club party list. I didn't want to be there. So, all good fun. When it comes to the dark room, even, Kate couldn't help me. Kate's still dead, sadly. Sorry about that. Still helping Alyssa. It seems quite harsh that they just kicked her in the pool. I didn't figure out Nathan's pin, but I'm quite pleased that 3/4 of people didn't. So I was clearly not having I was clearly not the only one having a thick day. So you can see my choices on there. I didn't disturb the bird's nest. That's just cruel. But I accepted Chloe's request, and I'm surprised at how 50-50 that is. And just as much with Warren beating up Nathan as well, how 50-50 that choice is. No one got hurt in my Frank puzzle, but my god did I not play that several different ways before I managed to get to an end. I'm surprised that 7% of people killed the poor boy. And I was quite heartened actually that 70% of people practice, well 69, managed to get Victoria to believe the warning, because I'd have thought that by her being such a bitch that people would just go, fuck yeah, I'm not actually going to warn you at all. So that was interesting. And when it comes to polarised, the final ones, lots of people kissed Warren, lots of people saved the fisherman. I thought it was actually mandatory to get past the puzzle. I didn't realise you could just skip him. Still saving Alyssa. Some people saved Evan, sorry, who I didn't actually particularly notice as a character. And I helped Joyce believe in David again because David saved my ass. But I'm in the minority in that, and I'm also in the minority with David killing Mr. Jefferson as well. So I wonder if people's perception of David is significantly changed by that previous statement. And of course, the big one, I sacrificed her. It felt like the story was gearing up to that, and I'd done so much to try and put so much right in Arcadia Bay, through my eyes at least anyway, and that it felt like I'd been given an extra week of bliss with Chloe to enjoy her life. And she seemed, the way how she spoke to me, she felt like she'd already accepted that fate and seemed quite blessed that she'd had that time available. And I know a lot of people have said, oh, well, it was a do-over and this, that and the other. But a lot of the final episode for me was the sheer dread that I felt that decision was coming. And I was dreading it and cacking it. And as everyone's presented before you and you're like, oh, I do like you as a character too. It felt selfish to sacrifice the one person that you are closest to for such a massive selection of other people. It's like that old thing. I think there's a film on it, isn't there, where you get I'll give you £1 million now, but someone across the other side of the world dies. Would you do it? And it's you're removed from that because you don't necessarily know what the harm that you're causing. But throughout episode 5 and the gear up to that, you are being presented every single opportunity with people that matter to you, and you are going to know that consequence, and the weight is so heavy on your shoulders. How do you deal with that? And so it's interesting that, again, that's very much half and half. So that is Life is Strange, my choices. Hope that rambling was vaguely okay. Please do comment. I'm fascinated to hear what other people's choices are, because it's a really fascinating topic. And if you've not played the game and you've just listened to this, it's a bit ruined for you a little bit. But if you want to go through and experience it, you'll still be an emotional wreck. Hugs and kisses. Bye!